Yeah, so let me correct myself there. So again, to recover a little bit, so historical consciousness can be seen to work uh, in five basic ways. The first way is the selection of a teleological origin story. Number two is the universalization and standardization of that origin story. Number three is a rational, objective, data-driven research project, right, to extend that origin story, right? To see all the threads, all the roots, all the connections over the course of time and connect it all together. So to connect the origin story to the present and also project it into the future. Number four is to seek a progressive continuity of the historical moment in the future based on positive, optimistic, heroic, moral models, right? And so historical culture, right, is often dealing with um, is building itself based up on ideal moments or positive moments or optimistic moments which come across in a heroic, moral, modular way. Okay, myth works on that as well. Okay, with some of those things as well, but really, this idea of this progressive idea that things are going to get better and this positive, optimistic sort of aura that surrounds the idea of historical consciousness is really sets it apart, I think, from memory and myth. And number five, as I mistakenly said earlier, number five is to create an education program that teaches this teleological narrative, right? So that's part of the education aspect is part of historical consciousness as well. There's a self-replicating aspect to historical consciousness, that everyone becomes their own historian. Okay, um, and if everyone becomes their own historian, they're becoming a historian in a certain way, as I've just sort of gone over. So at face value, these five principles seem not only natural but harmless. However, over the last century, starting with Friedrich Nietzsche in the late 19th century in Germany, and then continuing with postmodern thought after World War II, symbolized perhaps best by the French postmodernist Michel Foucault, and then continuing on to our current text, the 1619 Project, how history is done has been highly problematized.